Alice Roorda here, Spiritual Psychologist. A channeled video from an Arcturian, 9-dimension Arcturian, talking about following the guidance. How much in your life are you actually, with your free will, deciding, and how much of it is actually guided? You get guidance on, okay, how to follow that guidance, how to recognize that guidance. That is always there for you, right? How to find those breadcrumbs and how to connect them and how it will enrich your life. Beautiful, beautiful channel, a lot of wisdom and a lot of things that you can use in your life that really enhance it and be more guided, right? Enjoy. Beautiful. We're going to work with the Arcturians today, which I love. My tribe. So let me channel this. Thank you for opening that space, allowing us to come and speak. So the fact that it's already known that you who is listening at this moment or watching at this moment this video, it is already known at the moment this is recorded that you were going to watch this video. Now, that is nothing to be scared about, but let us unpack that a bit. Let us look at that a bit. What does that implicate for your life, for your existence, for your creations? So let's talk in layman's terms. There is so much that is known already. Now, would that mean that everything in your life is known? Every step that you take is known. Every breath that you breathe is known. Every direction that you go to is known. Yes and no. The outline is known. The direction you have set out for yourself that you want to experience in this life. Now, you have a free will to choose if you go left and right. And there's that inner knowing that, for example, in a certain place, the right direction would be the better direction for you. But let's say in the left direction, it's more attractive in the short term. Let us give a practical example. The right direction says, for example, it would be better if you would move to another state. You might have come to that thought already and might have pushed it away. Or then you might have seen something written somewhere and you pushed it away. You might have overheard someone talking about that other state and you might have pushed it away. You might put on your phone and there might be a video about that new state and you still dismiss it. But you feel there is something there and you're like, no, I want to stay where I am. I don't want to go right, if that is the right. I want to go to the left or stay where I am, stay put. Because here I have security, here I have certainty. This is where I want to be. Fair enough. The all-knowing is you taking the right. The all-knowing is also you finding it difficult to go there. If you look in your highest good, it is better for you to go to the new state because there is things there that will help you grow and develop and bring you more, have you walk the path that you set out for yourself. That purposeful path, or as Alice likes to call it, that alignment with your higher self or your soul. But let's stay with that purposeful path. That path, when you walk it, when you take it, when you do that, when you take action steps that are in that direction, it feels good. It might be scary at first, but once you did it, it just feels good. You did it. And not that you overcame something that you set out for yourself. That's maybe more going to the left, in our example. That might also give you a feeling of achievement. We're talking about going to the right. No pun intended, that is the right way. I think it was intended. So you going to the right and actually overcome something, although it felt scary, it not only feels like an accomplishment, but it just feels right. It sits with you well. It feels like, yes, it feels good in your body, right? It feels that this is exactly what you needed to do. And you feel that difference. So you choosing then go to the left might feel right for a little bit, but then it starts to, things are not working out that well, or you started something new and it didn't work exactly as you wanted to go, or it is really a struggle, it's really hard work to make it all happen. Because you took the left turn while you felt that you needed to move to that new state, as an example. And if you've seen synchronicities, if you see or hear or notice about that same subject, several ways that coming to you, and be aware of those. Because often it's being dismissed because it's not in your worldview, it's not what you believe you need to do, on a very subconscious level as well. But you becoming more aware of it and then thinking, whoa, didn't I just hear about it the other day and didn't I have a thought about it and I dismissed it? There must be something here. Let me explore that path. Now you might be someone that has a lot of trust and then just said, let's pack up and go. Like our host here. Like Alice is trusting and might sometimes doesn't want yet. And then she's like, okay, let's pack up and go and let's explore. And it has never, never, ever disappointed her. But you experience for yourself. And we're not talking about everyone needs to move now. It's just an example, right? About feeling and seeing things that are moving in a certain direction and you just following it. Now, as we said, you could do that blindfolded in a way that you pack up and go. Or you explore it. Maybe you go and visit it once there, or you talk to people, or you start thinking about it, or start seeing if you can leave behind what you have built up where you are. Or, most likely, where you are right now, there is things that you feel, I can do without that in my life. And for some of you, it might go, it's a smooth ride where you are. Because you're living already so much purposefully. But there's still a reason for you that you need to move states. So even if it feels comfortable, even if it feels are exactly where you need to be, there's still a reason that you need to move, if that is the impulse you get. It might also be, I need to start a new project, or I need to connect with that and that person, or whatever that is. So in our example, going left is staying with the old and what you, with your mind, have thought of what needs to happen. And going to the right is more that right path, that path that is intuitive, might feel intuitive, that is basically guided. And you might fill in by who, if you call that God, or your higher self, or your spirit guides, or your guardian angels, or a higher knowing, or the great central sun, or call it the universe, or whatever you want. There is something that is more knowing than you in this moment in time. I think that's a beautiful definition there, right? Okay, I need to connect because Alice is coming through. You living purposefully, follow the breadcrumbs, follow the instructions that are given to you in so many ways. In so many ways. As we said earlier, you might see something somewhere, you might hear something, it might pop in your head. You might chew on it a bit, so to speak. Someone talks about something. You're over here. Is it just that you're like, oh, aren't there? And all you need to do is putting those dots together. Now, many times you're missing the dots. You're missing the instructions. You're missing the guidance. What we ask you is start opening up to your guidance. And you can do that directly learning to speak and have conversations with, for example, your spirit team or whoever, what Alice helps people with. But you can also do it by opening your eyes more to noticing what is there to notice during a day. These little hints, these little things that are brought to you, and how you can do that best to be in the moment, right? Really feel that you're in the moment, not so busy with all the things that you need to do and what's coming later and what's the future, and not so busy with what has happened in the past, but just being there now and observing what's happening, having your focus on one thing at the same time, you can almost say. When you do something, you do it with your full attention. And when you look outside, or you drive in a car, look outside and really take in the environment. Yeah, sometimes you're so caught up in your thoughts that you don't even notice where you're going, what is around you, all this beauty that is there. Bring yourself back and notice it as a way of every time bringing yourself back in a kindness to yourself. Let me notice what is there right now. Or you're writing something, let me just really be with writing that. Or you cooking something, let me just really be cooking that. Noticing that. Be with that. And yes, you can listen to a podcast while you do that. But what we are saying, maybe don't multitask so much. Maybe be more aware of what you're doing, because that's when you get the signs, or rather receive those signs. That is where you get more guidance. No, that is where you see more guidance, because the guidance is always there. And the more you see the guidance, the easier your life will be, because you live more in guidance. You live more on purpose. And that will ease your life so much. So coming then back on where we started, following the guidance, and is everything in your life guided? In a way it is. You have the choice to go right or left. That is your choice. And do we already know that you've taken a left in advance? Yes. Shall we leave it there? Last thing we want to say is follow your heart. Follow your joy. Follow what feels right for you. Not what you think, what other people think is right for you. Not what is expected of you. No. What feels right for you? What is it that aligns with you? What is it that feels like the next step to do? How do you actually feel about things? You. It's not about what other people think. It's not what other people say. It's not what society says how things should be. No. How do you want to do things? What feels right to you? Because only in that connection with yourself, you can actually feel if you want to go left or right? If you want to choose your divine path or not. And if you're doing it already or not. One thing, if your life goes with ease and smooth and you feel happy most of the time, then yes. If it's a struggle, if it's difficult, maybe you're in the phase of letting go and transition. It doesn't mean what you're doing is not the right thing, but tune into the messages. Stay in the now and notice them. And get connected with those that are there for you, that support you in that process. We leave you with that. Have a good human ride. Yes. Thank you for that. This was a very light channeling in the sense that the distinction, so now and then my Alice-ness came through. And there was that. Sometimes I'm very deep in trance and I can really talk as them. Today that was a lighter one. It's just what it is. There's still a lot of beautiful wisdom in there. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel and let me know how you're feeling, how you're doing. Love to hear. Much, much, much love from me, and I hope we meet again. Bye-bye.